What's up, YouTube? Welcome to Sir Hunt's Reviews. My name's Mark, and in this video, we're going to talk about, well, if you didn't know, you're about to know. Game of Thrones had a panel at the South by Southwest event over the weekend, and the panel was hosted by none other than Maisie Williams and Sophie Turner. They asked Dan and Dave some crucial questions, and all of those crucial questions were tweeted out by a Twitter account by the name of A Storm of Spoilers. So make sure you go follow them on Twitter so that you can stay up to date with any other kind of crazy Game of Thrones news that happens. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and check that out. Not that we're actually going anywhere, but I'm just going to go ahead and slide the frame. Alright, so the first tweet from A Storm of Spoilers was, well, not the exact first one, but one of the first ones that matter. According to Weiss and Benioff, the easiest casting decision was Mark Addy as Robert. The toughest was Arya, and the toughest was Arya most likely because Arya has a crazy story arc. She has to be able to do all these ninjutsu moves, if you will. She's also got a lot of screen time. Mark Addy, he probably had an open casting schedule, you know, and also Robert Baratheon was kind of a short-lived role, so they could almost get any. Well, I wouldn't say almost anyone because Mark Addy is a good actor, but it was just a lot easier to fulfill a small-time, shorter role than it was for someone like Arya, who, honestly, I think they're kind of giving away to us there that Arya is in for the long run. Well, she's made it through 6 seasons thus far, and she's probably going to be in it until, I say, the last couple episodes, if she's not one of the last ones left alive. All right, the next tweet was, it's just a picture of Maisie and Sophie doing their thing, and this was a tweet that's kind of, it was a little bit cryptic, but basically they told us who the writers for the first 3 episodes of season 8, actually. So that's kind of, this is a year in advance. We don't even know, when season 8 is going to begin filming, probably in September. But anyway, Dave Hill will be writing episode 1. Brian Cogman will be doing episode 2, and the other 4 will be written. No, so this also confirms that there are 6 episodes for season 8, but the other 4 are going to be written by Dan and Dave themselves. So that's pretty interesting. And then Maisie, they were kind of joking around a little bit, and Maisie was asked why Sophie still has blonde hair instead of red, and then Maisie said she's dead, and then everyone on the panel went awkwardly silent, and then the moment goes by, Benioff ends up saying, "Don't worry, they won't tell anyone," and then everyone starts laughing uncomfortably from the audience. Let's see, there's a few more, but that's not really that crucial. The toughest death scene to write for Dan and Dave were Jason Momoa, hands down, and that's most likely because they were really good friends. You know what I mean? There's actually some story, I think they end up talking about it later on in the tweets, but basically there's a story where they're all drinking, Jason Momoa and Dan and Dave, they're all out at a bar drinking, and one of them breaks their hand playing a slapping game with Jason. You know what I mean? So he's a good friend of theirs, so it was probably tough for them to have to kill him off season 1 the way they did. So that was their toughest death scene they had to write. Which was interesting because Ned Stark is a pretty lovable dude. I guess he didn't hang out with him and drink. Although Sean Bean actually does have a few. He saved a woman who was getting hit on at a bar or something, and she was like, basically the guy was being an asshole towards her, so Sean Bean like punched the dude out. So they all drink, and then you notice how none of those stories are drink and then did something crazy creative. It's always like got into a fight or broke their hand. You know what I mean? This is part of the reason why I don't drink anymore. But anyway, and there we go. Benioff tells it was David Benioff who broke his hand playing a slap game with Jason Momoa. And they were joking around. They said Hodor's going to get his own spinoff. It's going to be a multicam sitcom, kind of like The Office, I guess. Then they asked which character. That was when they were asked which character they'd bring back. So the real answer to the question was Michelle Fairley. They probably get it all the time. They realize they fucked up. They didn't Lady Stoneheart's story arc, so they probably regret that a lot. That being said, they wish the real answer to the question of which character they wish they could bring back the most is Michelle Fairley. And then this was another kind of random, like, playful question. It was someone had asked them, or Maisie and Sophie asked them, which were the best pranks they pulled while they were filming. And the first one was writing a scene in which Jon Snow's face is burned off, and it freaked Kit Harington out. He was thinking that he might actually get hurt when they're filming it. And then the second one was writing a singing sequence for Sansa. Like, basically, they made her think that she was going to have to sing, which, honestly, I guess that's a prank. I don't know. I guess their pranks, in my opinion, their pranks are kind of corny because I would have did crazy shit like I would have made Jon Snow wear a pube beard or something from Jackass. I don't know, just an idea off the top of my head, you know. But anyway, the only cast member who's ever pranked them before was actually Nikolai Coster-Waldau, and we all know him as Jamie. And apparently he sent them a picture of himself with a shaved head a week before they were set to film scenes with his character. Also, kind of a questionable prank, if you will. I mean, I guess it's funny to them. They obviously can't do anything that's going to endanger each other, and I think that's more of pranks are. And then Dan and Dave were asked what they will get to keep as a momentum when the whole thing is done, and they said that they'll get to keep swords. They'll get to take home swords when the production is over. And it was also confirmed that Ed friggin' Sheeran, you know, the guy who sings, "Maybe I will be loving you till we're 70." That guy. He's going to be on Game of Thrones next season, and apparently he was invited there as a guest or to surprise Maisie Williams, because she's a big fan of his. So that was kind of sweet of them. And then also, Maisie was supposedly filming in Canada, which we know they only film direwolf scenes in Canada, so that kind of hints away, spoiler alert, she's going to be meeting back up with Nymeria next season. And hopefully Nymeria's super pack of regular wolves, not a super pack of dire wolves, but a super pack of regular wolves. And then they were asked who their favorites were, and I guess they said, "We love the Lannisters." And you can kind of tell, I've actually said that before in a lot of my videos, you can tell by their writing style that the Lannisters are their favorites. And then they were also asked whatever other show they would like to write for if they could choose, and they said they would write for, of course, Rick and Morty. It's their favorite TV show. It's one of my favorite cartoon shows of pretty much of all time. And then they were asked, thank God someone asked this because I feel like it's pretty ridiculous. But anyway, someone had asked them, is it possible to have a dragon White Walker? They said maybe, and, you know, I don't really know what to say to that. I hope that maybe was a maybe not, like probably not. You know, I don't know why. A discussion is for another video. Their favorite deaths, Maisie's favorite death was Viserys. Sophie's favorite death was Oberyn Martell. Dan's favorite death was Joffrey, and David's favorite death was Ramsay. Which was ironic because I liked all of those deaths except for Oberyn's. It was kind of graphic, and I mean I don't know if there's like a lot of death scenes to pick from, so I don't know if I would have picked Oberyn, but the other three, yes. When asked if Jon Snow and Dany might meet, David said, "Well, that feels kind of obvious. Maybe we should just avoid that question." So obviously he kind of confirmed it there. Spoiler alert. Obviously you shouldn't be watching this video if you're super concerned with spoilers. They were asked what their favorite TV show that they aren't on. Maisie said The People versus OJ, and Sophie said It's Always Sunny, which is hilarious to me because last year in the Comic-Con, the creator, well, one of the creators, no, he actually is the creator. Glenn Howerton gets credit too, but the actual creator of It's Always Sunny, Rob McElhenney, he was the host of the Comic-Con, and his reactions with Sophie Turner were hilarious, and I thought they didn't like each other. I thought it was just like he's being a bitch towards her because she was being a bitch towards him backstage or something. Like, he says some shit like, Sophie Turner is known for doing, or she's like, he basically asked her, you're the only actress on the show who has never been nominated, at least for an award. And she was like, yeah, and look at your show, you know, like, It's Always Sunny. It's funny. Or she said, like, similar to It's Always Sunny, who's also never won an award. But honestly, It's Always Sunny, my top 3 favorite TV shows, like comedies, It's Always Sunny and The Office. But top 3 favorite TV shows in general, Game of Thrones and It's Always Sunny are tied at number 1. I watch It's Always Sunny every freaking day, like literally every day. Game of Thrones also. I'm either making content for it or rewatching. Sophie Turner said that she's proud of what happened after her and Ramsay's wedding night, or the Black Wedding, if you will. She became an activist for rape. It's interesting how shows can translate into real life. Like, obviously, she was never really raped. She was raped on the TV show, but because that happened on a TV show as powerful and as influential as Game of Thrones, she now is a rape activist or a speaker, against rape. Benioff, this is one of the most important ones. It comes to up with the spinoff, the Game of Thrones. They were asked if they were going to have any part of it, and they basically said no. They did say that they look forward to watching it. So once season 8 ends, they're pretty much done with A Game of Thrones and A Song of Ice and Fire. They're not going to be a part of whatever HBO spinoff is. And they also said that they will most likely be doing a spinoff. So that raises the question of what the spinoff material will be. HBO already owns the rights to Robert's Rebellion, so that would be an easy route, but it also wouldn't cost them too much. They've already made so much money off of the television series, especially by it ends. They could easily buy another property, such as, I don't know, maybe Night of the Seven Kingdoms. You guys let me know down below what you think the spinoff will be now that we know, well, we've known for a while that there will be one, but now this is kind of like double-edged confirmed. All right, and that is pretty much it. I want to thank you all for watching this video. Real quick before I forget, I am doing a giveaway. Once I hit 10,000 subscribers, some lucky subscriber, old or new, will win this Daenerys statue. This is a Dark Horse figurine. Those are the ones that are the most accurate in my opinion. It cost me not too much. I bought 2 of them, so I figure, hey, if I hit 10,000 subscribers, I'll give one of them away. So all you have to do to enter that contest is slap a like on this video, leave a comment down below, follow me on Twitter, and then friend me on Facebook. All of those things are free, and you get to win something else that's free. All right, so yeah, I want to thank you so much for watching. The like goal for this video will be, let's say 100. My name's Mark, and this has been Sir Hunt's Reviews.